story is ugly, I don't know what is. Like, I'm talking really ugly. Group 3 is back 15 years later. They think it's a media spot or it's a converted media spot. That's for because we didn't get the revenue. So we're assuming, with the e-commerce site and all of that, it's going to be presented on media. The problem is group 3 is not accepting me as media, but yet they're presenting the area as media because they're back 15 years later. They have no clue what happened. And like there's always the straggler that follows the military. When they followed the military, they overrode the noble now. That's why probably they got killed, group 1 and group 2, other than the fact that, those small children were used to keep me alive. I don't know what the story is, but whatever the case may be, 1 and 2 died. Someone overrode them noble and opted to make this a media area. The problem is this area is also, in my perspective, the area of Hanan. It's where the soul generator produced the room called Vatican number 2. Vatican number 2 original was out in Montreal near St. Joseph's Oratory, but that's because it was 5 minutes from my home. When I moved to Toronto, because at one particular time I moved back to Quebec, moved back to Toronto, where I took up permanent residency, like in the last how many years. While I'm in Toronto, Vatican number 2 is inside North Toronto. So today, I can only work 1 to 2 hours a day because I'm injured. They know my hours, but we have, again, a couple of people that come in, knock on the door, I don't answer. Now, here's the problem. They're offended I'm not answering because they think it's a media area. It's converting to a media area for the safety of the civilians in the vicinity. But it's actually not a media area. It is actually the area of Hanan. But the stragglers who are following the military is fixated on making it a media area, which is okay. But when you injure the originator now, and media has their rules that if the person's generating, you don't cross each other's boundaries. They crossed my boundary how many times? Now they're getting upset I don't answer the door. But again, they ask me, what do you want? Do you want to be in the media area or do you want to be like business separate? Dude, there's compensation. It's legally due. You have to come to me and talk to me what you want from me because you haven't given any dues. It's like Kim Kardashian not getting money at all. Well, why is she getting money and I don't have money? She's prancing around in a Rolls Royce, this and that. She's part of media. Well, if this is a media and I'm part of media zone, but it's so ugly because it's actually the two richest fighting. And one overtook the other is my guess that I got injured or the area got attacked. We're talking the whole eastern corridor of Canada and the United States because we have a base right between Montreal and Toronto. And that's where the Christians are sitting. And we don't think they're Christians anymore. So it's one of the ugliest stories because they don't know how to handle it. So I made it very simple for them. I have an e-commerce site. I don't show my face, As for you guys, I understand you lost both parents and your tunnel children. And, that's all you have is media. I get that. But maybe did you ever once think that I was trying to better your lives as a mother figure? Because I don't want my kid kidnapped and thrown into a friggin' tunnel. The whole story of I didn't rip my crotch 7 so that you can take and abuse my child. Well, our population numbers are high. Yeah, but that's your richest in India somewhere or in China producing a friggin' army to want to crush everybody so they can make India number 1. Because The Devil's Tongue was released in 1998. Again, it is one of the most ugliest stories, and it goes back and forth. So I have a particular time, make a long story short. If you come outside the time, I won't answer. It's the zone of Hanan. And I do get a small piece of media because I didn't get paid for 15 years and my neck and shoulders and all that were broken as my face was changed 625 times. Another entry.